Our graduates, families and friends here on what is a very special day for you, your Macquarie University graduation ceremony. Firstly, I would like to ask you all to please ensure that your mobile phone has been switched off. There are a couple of items I need to run through before the ceremony starts. Firstly, you are all welcome to take photographs during the ceremony. However, we do ask that you remain in your seats so that you do not impede the view of the other guests. Under no circumstances should anyone stand in the centre aisle or approach the stage. Please note that this ceremony will be streamed live on the Macquarie University YouTube channel. Should we have a situation that requires us to evacuate the building, please follow the instructions of our security staff. There are 4 exits from the graduation hall, 1 in each corner of the building, 2 in the back corners and 2 in the front. You will also find our safety information on the back page of your program. Plaques, frames and photography services are available in the atrium building next to the refreshments marquee. If you have pre-ordered a frame or plaque, please make sure you collect it there today. In a moment, the Chancellor of Macquarie University, the Honorary Michael Egan, AO, accompanied by the academic procession, will enter the graduation hall. When the procession has arrived on the stage, Advance Australia Fair will be performed and you are invited to join in the singing of our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the academic procession.
Please be seated. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite Mr. Chris Tobin, the representative of the Darug people, to offer the traditional welcome to country.
Thank you. Budri Molinawul, good morning, and welcome to the lands of the Wallamedigal. I belong to one of the local Aboriginal families of the Darug people, the traditional custodians over this part of the country. I wish to thank the University for their acknowledgement of us and for the invitation to welcome you here this morning. That acknowledgement is important for our people and much appreciated, particularly by our elders. My family descend from Yarramundi, a respected elder and cleverman of the Burrabrongal clan during the early years of colonisation. He saw that our survival in this new world could best be secured if we could learn more about it. So he sent his daughter Maria into the Native Institution, a school set up in 1815 by Governor Macquarie himself, offering formal education to Aboriginal children. Maria studied there for several years and used her newly acquired skills to lobby and ultimately secure some land for herself and her family out along the Richmond Road. Other Aboriginal families soon joined them and it became known as the Blackstown, where the present-day city of Blacktown gets its name from. We are very proud of her, as I'm sure your families are of you here today. And with good reason. For your progress progresses us all. Your advancement is our advancement. Now, this is perhaps more readily understood in traditional times when camps were smaller and clan groups abided by strict sharing laws, which meant that the food that you caught and brought back got distributed throughout the rest of the camp. Your skills and good fortune were thus enjoyed by all. Your efforts literally nourished the rest of the community, and you in turn were looked after by them. Yes, we can live quite beautifully when we do it well. Our Aboriginal ancestors certainly lived well in many respects, and I use occasions like this to recommend them to yourselves as a model or a benchmark on how good to expect our lives today. See, when Captain Cook arrived here a little over 200 years ago, he described the people he encountered at Botany Bay as one of the happiest people he had met in the world. They had nothing, he wrote, but the tools that they carried. They were naked. They made huts from the bark of trees without cutting them down, and harvested food from the earth without clearing it or tilling it. In traditional times, everyone was accorded rights to the country or clan area where he or she was born into. So there is normally no homeless people, and no rich and poor either. Everyone had pretty much the same amount of gear, what you could carry. We had no armies or jails or even police. We have no history of slavery or empire building. People cooperated to collect the resources that were needed, and then they were divvied out according to strict Aboriginal law. Our lands were maintained in their natural state. Rivers were clean and unpolluted, with people drinking out of them as they have done here for the past 20,000 years. So remember, this is not an ideal. This was normal life, and not too long ago either. And I don't think there's any reason why we should expect less for ourselves and our children than what our ancestors enjoyed. So graduates, I would say expect great things from your lives and do great things. And together we can put together a future that, and a country that our people can be proud of and is worthy of our children. We can all do our bit. I'll do mine now by winding up and letting you graduate. Just want to say congratulations to all of you and all the best in our collective futures. Nalawa, welcome to country. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to introduce the Chancellor of Macquarie University, the Honourable Michael Egan AO.
Thank you, Chris Tobin, for your welcome to country. Well, graduands, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and I see we have a couple of little babies with us today, and they are especially welcome. Please don't worry if they make a noise or start to cry. That won't bother us the slightest. We like babies at Macquarie University, and we especially like babies that cry during a graduation ceremony, because we've discovered from long experience that a baby that cries their lungs out during a graduation is back within 25 years to get their first PhD. Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, it's my very great privilege as Chancellor of Macquarie University, to preside at this very important ceremony. First, I welcome all of our graduands, and I hope that today will be a very happy and a very memorable occasion for all of you. But you will only enjoy the day if you relax. Some of you look relaxed, some of you look so nervous that you'd think you were about to go into the exam room rather than collect a degree. So nothing can go wrong today. The very worst thing that can happen is that when you come up here, you'll trip and fall over. That has happened, but we have all of those eventualities under control, and we usually designate someone to pick up anyone who trips and falls. And today, the person who's going to do that is Mr. Ian Thorpe, who'll also be giving the occasional address. So sit back, relax, and make sure you enjoy this day because you deserve to. You deserve to take pride, great pride in your graduation. Completing a degree is never easy. You need an intelligent and inquiring mind. You need determination and perseverance, and you need to make many sacrifices. So congratulations and welcome to each and every one of you. Today I also want to welcome and especially welcome those of you sitting over there or sitting behind our graduands as their invited guests. Because if you think about it for a moment or two, you've all obviously done well also. The very fact that you're here, the fact that you've been invited by one of our graduands to share one of the great days of their lives is proof positive that you've been very important in their lives and in the successes that we celebrate today. So mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, cousins, sons and daughters, grandmothers and grandfathers, friends, husbands and wives, partners, boyfriends, girlfriends, lovers or whatever you are, congratulations and thank you for celebrating this great occasion with us. And today we not only have observers here in the hall, but probably all around the world because the graduation ceremony, in fact all of our graduation ceremonies these days are live streamed. So we find that there are people, friends and relatives of our graduands observing the ceremony from all parts of Australia and indeed all parts of the world. So graduands, if you want to give them a wave, the camera's up there, please feel free to do so. But I have another very important service for you to perform for our newest graduates, as they will soon become. I want you to make sure that the degrees they receive today are never ever put in a bottom drawer, but are always proudly displayed in a position of prominence. If our graduands are too shy to proclaim their own success, please, you make sure you do it for them. Now, the ceremony that we're about to participate in is one of the world's oldest social rituals. For centuries, graduates have been donning robes just like the ones our graduands are wearing today and participating in ceremonies just like this one. Indeed, there are some 50 universities which can trace their history back more than 500 years. Now, obviously, Macquarie is not one of them. We're very young, just 50 years old this year. We proudly take our name from Australia's greatest colonial governor, Governor Lachlan Macquarie, a man whose greatness and achievements were never acknowledged by his contemporaries, but only by history. Now, those of us who went to school in New South Wales learned that Macquarie was a great builder, but his greatest legacy had nothing to do with bricks and mortar. It was the ethos he established, much to the chagrin of the British authorities, of an egalitarian society, because it was Macquarie's insistence that in this fledgling convict colony there be no distinction between the free and the freed that was the foundation of the Australian notion of a fair go for all. And that is a legacy that here at Macquarie we will always aim to maintain and honour. After our first 50 years, we now have more than 150,000 Macquarie graduates living in more than 140 countries. Macquarie is a very modern and outward-looking university. We're regarded as one of Australia's leading research universities and are currently extending our research as we are our course offerings and our facilities. On your way here this morning, you may have seen our still relatively new Macquarie University Hospital. It's about 3 or 4 years old. We're the only university in Australia with its own private hospital. And as well as being used for its primary purpose of treating sick people, it's also used by the postgraduate medical students and academics in our School of Advanced Medicine. And it really is a great hospital. I can vouch for it personally. I was a patient there for 3 days late last year, and the standard of care is absolutely first class, especially if you're the Chancellor. We're also very proud of our still new library, which until recently was the only university library in Australia with an automated book retrieval system, but it seems that other universities are now following our lead. And only last year we opened our Advanced Hearing Hub, which is a world's leading institute in hearing and language sciences. So we're looking forward and we're on the move. Here at Macquarie we have a very clear and straightforward mission, and that mission is to transform people's lives and to improve the lives not just of our own students, but also of people all around the globe, by the work and achievements of our graduates and by the fruit of our research. We want Macquarie always to be a leader in teaching and learning and a leader in the accumulation of knowledge and understanding. In other words, an ideal community of scholars. And graduands, in just a few minutes, it will be my very great honour to confer your degrees upon you and welcome you as lifelong members of that community of scholars we proudly call Macquarie University. Now, graduands and ladies and gentlemen, it is our pleasure at today's ceremony to honour, in accordance with the resolution of the University Council, Mr Ian Thorpe, OAM, for admission to the degree of Doctor of Letters Honoris Causa of Macquarie University. I now invite the Vice-Chancellor of Macquarie University, Professor Bruce Doughton, to read the citation. Professor Doughton.
Thank you, Chancellor. I invite Mr Ian Thorpe to please stand for the citation. Ian Thorpe is Australia's most decorated Olympian and one of the greatest sporting heroes of our country and of the world. This extraordinary swimmer, who was awarded a Medal of the Order of Australia in 2001, has a special connection with this university, having studied towards a Bachelor of Arts degree here and trained for the Olympics in our Sports and Aquatic Centre. Known fondly as the Torpedo, he broke 22 world records and won 9 Olympic medals, 5 gold, 3 silver and 1 bronze. He has earned 11 World Championship titles, 10 Commonwealth Games gold medals and 9 Pan-Pacific titles. In the words of Lord Sebastian Coe, Ian Thorpe is arguably the greatest swimmer ever. His abilities and skills have inspired a generation of young swimmers. Ian Thorpe started swimming when he was 8 years old and hit the international headlines at age 15 when he won the world 400-metre freestyle title in Perth in 1998. He was the youngest ever world champion in swimming. Since then, he has dominated middle distance swimming, winning many world titles. Among the dozens of awards he has received, he received the IAAF's 2001 American International Athlete Trophy as the world's most outstanding athlete. Beyond his swimming career, Mr. Thorpe is a deeply committed philanthropist. In 2000, he established the Ian Thorpe's Foundation for Youth Charity, which has raised millions of dollars to fund health, education, and literacy empowerment programs for impoverished Aboriginal children and their families in remote communities in the Northern Territory. Mr. Thorpe is also an ambassador for the Indigenous Education Program, AIME, and co-patron of the Close the Gap campaign. His fight for better services for Indigenous children was recognised when he was awarded the 2012 Human Rights Medal by the Australian Human Rights Commission. In 2012, this sporting celebrity published his autobiography, This Is Me, admitting for the first time his battle against depression. By then, he had already served as an ambassador for Lifeline for many years. His attempted Olympic comeback featured in a documentary series entitled Ian Thorpe, the Swimmer. Ian Thorpe has hosted and appeared on numerous television shows and been the face of many international events. He received global acclaim for his role in the BBC's London 2012 Olympic swimming commentary team and was Channel 10 co-anchor of the 2014 Commonwealth Games. This supreme celebrity swimmer, a generous philanthropist, has also pursued ventures which showcase his passion for the media, art, fashion, food, and travel. Chancellor, it is with extraordinary pleasure that I present to you Mr. Ian Thorpe, OAM, for the award of the degree Doctor of Letters, honoris causa.
Mr. Ian Thorpe, in the name of the Council of Macquarie University and by my authority as Chancellor, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Letters honoris causa. Dr. Thorpe, congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, I now invite Dr. Ian Thorpe to deliver the occasional address. Please welcome Dr. Thorpe.
I'm not saying someone short, but I had to adjust this quite a bit. I know some of you may be tremendously disappointed today. I heard Kate Blanchett gave one of these addresses just a week ago, so I apologise that you guys got stuck for me. Kate's great, by the way, great orator, and yeah, she possibly does a better Bob Dylan than what I'll ever do. But firstly, may I begin by acknowledging the Honourable Michael Egan, also the Vice-Chancellor, Bruce Dalton, members of the faculty, staff, our distinguished guests, and I think most importantly, the graduates, their families and their friends. Firstly, to our graduates, who I think seem to be brimming with pride or looking at some, perhaps amazed like me that they're actually here. However, congratulations, and a really big, hearty congratulations to you all. I'm here with my family as well. They're immensely proud of this acknowledgement that I've received. And I'm honoured, and I also feel blessed that I've received such a prestigious recognition. I believe that today, all of you have accomplished what might be the world's most humbling achievement. The perfectly simple concept that the parental expectation of their children is to see them have more than what they do. This is by no means unique to this country, and here today with students from across the globe, I think it becomes even more apparent. In the simplicity of this, we do not see our endeavours as a burden, but as an expression of love. What you have accomplished here at university and over many years has given you an opportunity that few have. Some may say that this in itself is your responsibility to give back, but for the most part, I tend to disagree. Your education is a privilege, but the inclination to give to others is something that cannot be studied. It can be learned, but it comes from within. I celebrate that you are amongst a generation that recognises this need and may be the catalyst for change. To give is not to have, and to have is not to give. And if you amass for the sake of accomplishment, you are not recognising that the act itself is of greater value. If you choose to give, you decide that your actions will always speak louder than any of your words. That you in yourself are greater or of greater value than any title that you may have. Some may say that what you've achieved is only represented in that mere piece of paper, but I know behind each of those that there's a very different story. Perhaps one of hardship and anguish, maybe even jubilation. I also know that as everyone sits here today, you all are about to experience a tremendous transition in your life. Having been through this myself, I think twice now, I must insist it's not a cakewalk. To progress from an elite level of anything takes a steely determination to be able to achieve success. This alone is not enough. You must also be prepared to close this chapter of your life so that you can progress to the next. It is not easy, but you have benefited from your hard work and created more opportunity for yourself, but with this comes greater expectations. Maybe from yourself, maybe from those that are closest to you. In all of this, if I've learnt one thing in my steadfast determination to be independent and be my own self, it is to recognise the need to ask for help. I have failed many times in this area, but I recognise that this may be the most humbling strength, and it is one of the greatest virtues that you can gain. Here, you're amongst peers, and I hope that they will hold you up for no personal gain, but the collective of which we all contribute as part of a greater whole. We live in an exciting time, and it would be remiss of me without recognising the conflicts that are happening abroad and indeed at home. But I'd also like to acknowledge that we're fortunate that we live in the most peaceful time in human history. Jobs may not be what they once were. As we continue to excel for greatness, it may mean that we need to retrain and re-equip ourselves with new skills for the quickly developing world. For employers, it may be difficult, but for those of us who wish for more, it presents a very exciting opportunity. Business will follow your lead, and conformity is not the way to greatness. This is a personal note as well, given the area that you're in. Can I also suggest that you please don't adopt any business jargon? It shows a lack of initiative and individuality, and it's my pet hate. But back to my speech. I struggle with being complimented or commended. I find it far easier to be criticised and to be able to disprove people, doing it silently and usually for myself. Perhaps this is part of a fighting spirit of Australians. Maybe it's an Australian quality, I'm not quite sure. But I also choose to celebrate excellence. I choose to cheer on the champion and not just the underdog. It is far easier to play the role of underdog, but to excel as a champion does not sit comfortably with most. To be on the top, there really is only one other way, and it's not down. I remind you of the path that you've taken to be able to get here. The highest mountain may have a peak, and if you were to reach it, you should continue to look up. The higher you are, the smaller the world may seem, and the smaller you may seem. They also say that when you reach number one, you should work like you're number two. I will not do this because I don't see any point of ever accepting second best, nor should you. I also hope to see the shift in our society where we recognise this brilliance, to be able to celebrate our best and to be able to have true pride in it. Remembering that the foundation for greatness has already been laid for us, and it is our choice either to follow this path or to be able to create our own. I'd like to once again congratulate everyone that's here today. I know that your families are immensely proud of you, and I would also like to thank Macquarie University for acknowledging myself, and it's been a pleasure to be able to receive this recognition. Thank you.
Good heavens, he is tall, isn't he? Well, yes, you're still graduands and ladies and gentlemen, I think you'll agree that that was a first-class occasional address. It was very moving and very thoughtful. There's a lot of good advice there too, especially the advice, never be afraid to ask for help, which very often is one of the hardest things anyone can do, but it's very important that we all do. Ian Thorpe burst onto the scene, about 14 or 15 years ago now, when he started as might have been a bit before that. He was, I think, 16 when he broke his first world record. And at the time, I knew a workmate of mine had a young son who was about 11, who trained in the same swimming squad as Ian. And I said to my friend, what's this young Ian Thorpe fellow like? And I was expecting him to tell me about his swimming prowess, but instead, he's a really lovely young man, he said. And he said, I'm particularly impressed with the way he treats all the little kids in the squad. And I think that's a measure of the man. He's not only a great swimmer, he's a great Australian and a great human being. And I think you've been very privileged today to have him give the occasional address at your graduation. Please join with me in again thanking Ian Thorpe. Well, graduands, I mentioned earlier that there's nothing to feel nervous about, but I have to admit that this is the one part of the ceremony which makes me a bit nervous. This is, of course, the key part, the conferring of degrees. But I was told a long time ago by one of Australia's great legal minds that if I conferred a degree on someone who was not eligible to receive it, there was nothing I could do to take it back. So I have to make absolutely certain that you're all qualified today. I have to make absolutely certain that none of you were ever late in submitting an assignment and none of you ever missed a class, and that otherwise you are fully entitled to graduate today. So I'm going to call upon the Deputy Vice-Chancellor and Registrar of Macquarie University, Deirdre Anderson, to formally certify the eligibility of those who have met the requirements for these awards. Deirdre.
Chancellor, I certify that all the candidates being presented here today and those who are absent have satisfied the requirements of the Academic Senate for the degrees and diplomas they are to be awarded. Would all candidates for admission to degrees and diplomas please stand?
That's you, believe it or not. Graduands, in the name of the Council of Macquarie University and by my authority as Chancellor, I admit each of you present and those who are absent to the degrees and diplomas for which you have qualified. Graduates, congratulations.
Will you please be seated? Chancellor, the graduates at this ceremony are from the Faculty of Business and Economics. The Faculty of Business and Economics is the largest faculty at Macquarie University and is one of the largest in Australia. A broad range of programs in some of the most exciting and topical areas of business and economics are offered, which continue to be in high demand domestically and internationally. Graduates have recorded employment levels and starting salaries well above the average of all Australian business schools. Research in this faculty is cutting edge and innovative and feeds into teaching, giving students the best possible learning experience. This faculty includes research and study areas in accounting, actuary studies, applied finance, economics, management and marketing. Chancellor, I now call on Professor Mark Gabbett, the Executive Dean of the Faculty of Business and Economics, to present the graduates and diplomates. Professor Gabbett.
Chancellor, I present to you the graduates from the Faculty of Business and Economics whom you have admitted to degrees. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce, Jessica Tailby. Zhe-Hin Tam. Tan Wei Lun. Annie Tang. Nicholas Thompson. Thomas Thurgerland. Jared Kevin Tim. Ann T. Tran. Diana Tran. Wilson Tran. Odukro Tumabata. Christos Zoutsis. Catherine Louise Ubadi. Natalie Ung. Charlene Uranza. Gabriel Verdi. Kevin Tuan An Vo. Terry George Vogiatsis. Mark Vu. Viet Tien Vu. Aditya Wadai. Ying Ying Wan. Chao Wang. Chao Wang. En Hao Wang. Jiayi Joanna Wang. Zhao Zhao Wang. Jie Fu Wang. Jie Lin Wang. Jing Wang. Kai Yu Wang. Long Fei Wang. Lu Yang Wang. Zemin Wang. Xiao Hang Wang. Xiao Juan Wang. Yahui Wang. Yuen Wang. James Ward Collins. Ashley Thomas Warlam. Jason Raymond Wiebe. Xiaolei Wei. Pei Xin Wen. Stuart Peter West. Samuel Wijaja. Casey J. Williams. Vanessa Wilson. Constance Yiting Wong. Hei Man Wong. Jacqueline Hoi Ting Wong. Ka Yan Wong. Swin Siu Wong. Vivian K. Man Wong. Ming Ki Woo. Dai Wu. Shu Wei Wu. Yu Fei Wu. Ebony Katarina. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce, Professional Accounting. Rowan Thomas Tabb. Noemi Belen Taco. Yiran Tai.
Yeah.
Wei Jun Tan. Nikola Tanchevsky. Ki Mei Tan. Van Voan Tiv. Evelyn Katharina Cham. Lin Kwok Tran. Saeed Umar. Kwok Hung Vo. Natalie Walsh. He Liu Yue Wan. Lin Peng Wang. Ray Shui Wang. Se Chi Wang. Shui-Ju Wang. Ya-Wen Wang. Ye Wang. Yun Fan Wang. Elaine Wayanto. Siyu Yan Wong. Pontipa Wangla. Jing Wu. Yunbo Wu. Mei Xue Bian. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Master of International Business with the Master of International Communication. Wei Xiao. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Applied Finance. Benjamin James Bainbridge. Davis Chiang. Graham Hugh Dixon. Che Stephen Flack. Robert Guidolin. Luke Hamill. Matheson Haw. Derek Takman Hui. Terry Teha Kim. Todd Kitas. Piang Leong Lai. Joran Laird. Yan Hung Lee. Ying Li. Oliver Vergona Loveday, who has been awarded the Vice-Chancellor's Commendation for Academic Excellence. Rebecca Ann McDermott, who has been awarded the Vice-Chancellor's Commendation for Academic Excellence. Nicholas George Moore. Simon Mark Nestor. Matthew Bond Phipson. Lavanya Sanagopali. Rahul Dev Sharma. Vijay Sharma. Dean Hunter Shaw. Li Bin Chi. Yu Zhang. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of International Business. Wei Yin Chen. Braviento Kaidanik. Bhagavathi Dali Eraya. Chuen Gan. Jia Jen Hu. Min Xian Huang. Amir Hamza Khan. Yishu Li. Xiangyuan Li. Zhao Li. Po Man Lit. Zhang Liu. Ashley Teresa Lowe, who has been awarded the Vice-Chancellor's Commendation for Academic Excellence. Song Ma. Raj Pradeep Magesh. Miagmajav Natsak. Nok Tu Nguyen. Jing Pan. Marco Riosandi. Abra Hossein Sayem. Greta Antonia Maria Josefina Schumacher. Mariam Shariati. Jia Lu Sheng. Tu Bao Nok Tran. Juin Yang. Lisa Yu. Anastasia Zakharenkova. Chancellor, that completes this morning's presentation of the graduates in the Faculty of Business and Economics.
Chancellor, I call on Miss Catherine Louise Abadi, who's graduating today with a Bachelor of Commerce, to give the graduate response on behalf of the graduating group. Miss Abadi.
Chancellor, members of the University, fellow graduates and guests, I am very privileged to be standing here speaking on behalf of the graduates today. And what more appropriate way to complete the university's experience than to write and deliver one final speech, with some procrastination included, of course. Congratulations to every graduate here on completing your degrees. We should all feel very proud of what we have accomplished, for persevering through all the exams and assignments and all the late nights and stress that accompanied. And despite these stressful times, we will look back here on our days at Macquarie as some of the best of our lives, especially for the friends we have made, with whom we spent many lunches and conception days, and also engaged in friendly rivalry over who had the worst groups for assignments or who was the most behind. For most of us, today is the only day that we'll be standing here wearing these pretty ridiculous gowns and hats, so be sure to take in the moment Today marks the completion of our journeys as undergraduates of Macquarie and the start of new journeys, whether it be volunteering, travelling, postgraduate studies, or entering the workforce. I must confess, though, the thought of entering the workforce has at times been very daunting to me. Especially as I neared completion of my degree, I started to become anxious by the feeling that I only remember a very small portion of what I have learned here, a feeling I'm sure is familiar to many of you also. However, I came to realise that the quality of my work improved dramatically since first semester, from making the weakest arguments to actually being sure of myself that what I was producing had value. So no matter how much or little we think we remember, it's not the point. The point is that we have developed intellectually. Our degrees are proof that we have become accomplished learners, thinkers, analysers, and solvers. We are all capable. This should give us confidence in ourselves that as we move into the workforce, we will continue to achieve. We don't need to know where we want to end up now, but if we just believe in ourselves and make the best of every opportunity, we will be fine. Enjoy challenges, take risks. Don't be afraid to fail, because inevitably we will. It is a step to success. So always stay optimistic and keep learning. Now to our partners, friends, and families, thank you for supporting us through this journey. Thank you for always believing in us and encouraging us, and for the patience and understanding you have shown us, even when you bore the brunt of our stress. And finally, thank you for coming to support us again as we graduate. We are grateful to share this experience with you. Thank you also to the academic staff of Macquarie who positioned us for success in our degrees and in our coming careers. Thank you for imparting your knowledge and experiences on us and inspiring us. Once again, congratulations to all of you here, and I wish you all the very best of luck.
Well, thank you, Catherine, for that very fine speech, and congratulations on your Bachelor of Commerce degree. And of course, you're quite right. No one's going to remember everything they learnt at university or at school. I can't remember anything, I don't think. But what a university education does, of course, is it develops your mind. It equips you with intellectual skills, and they will stay with you for the rest of your life. So once again, thank you very much for a fine speech. I wish you all the best for the future, and I think Catherine deserves another great round of applause. Well, now, that wasn't too bad, was it? That beautiful voice, ladies and gentlemen, belongs to the beautiful Angela Brewer. And I have to say you are very fortunate that Angela was singing at your graduation today. She sings at nearly all of our graduations, but occasionally she can't get here. And when that happens, I do the singing. Would you like to hear Angela sing a little bit more? Would you? Okay, well, all you have to do is enrol in another degree, and when you come back, I promise you, Angela will be singing at your next graduation. Please join me in giving Angela another great round of applause. And also deserving of a great round of applause are our fabulous musicians over there, Melanie McLaughlin on the trumpet, and Dr. James Forsyth on the organ. And sitting around the hall are some of our alumni volunteers who come along to make sure everything goes smoothly at your graduation, and I'm sure you'd like to give them a round of applause as well. Well, graduates, this ceremony marks the end of one stage in your relationship with Macquarie University, but it's certainly not the end of your association with Macquarie. From today on, for the rest of your lives, you are part of the bigger Macquarie family, which is our alumni, and part of the network of 150,000 Macquarie alumni spanning the globe. We'll keep in touch with you through our alumni program, which is focused on lifelong learning, lifelong support, and lifelong connections. Our commitment to you is to help you keep in touch and engaged with Macquarie throughout your life. And graduates, please do make sure you come back to Macquarie, either to undertake more study, to attend alumni events, or perhaps use our aquatic and fitness facilities, or even, if you like, just to take a stroll through our beautiful campus. Well, graduates, the award of a university degree carries many opportunities and privileges. But like all privileges, it also carries responsibilities. Believe it or not, you, each and every one of you, can change the world. And you don't have to be a Nobel Prize winner either to do it, because almost everything you do, in your homes, in your workplaces, and in your communities matters and can make a huge difference. The consequences of every effort, every action, large or small, can reverberate throughout society through the decades, indeed the centuries. Even something as simple as a kind word or a kind gesture can often be the spark that ignites a great life or a great career or a great achievement. So as Chancellor of Macquarie University, I charge you to use what you have learned, not only for your own benefit, but also for the betterment of the community. I charge you to use the skills and knowledge you have acquired with rigour and integrity, and to commit yourselves to a program of lifelong learning and inquiry. I charge you to recognise the worth and dignity of all people, particularly those who have not had the opportunities that you have enjoyed. I charge you to set high goals and to continue the hard work that has brought you so far. I charge you, wherever you go, to go with all your heart. And in all you do, I charge you to uphold the good name of Macquarie University. Graduates, I hope also that you'll always remember the people who have helped you along the way, many of whom, of course, are here with you today. So to acknowledge their contribution and thank them for it, I'm now going to ask you just to do a couple of things. First, graduates, would you all now please stand? Now I'd like you to place your degrees on the seats behind you so that your hands are free, and I'd like you to turn to face your friends and your families. And now I invite you to give them a mighty round of applause. Well, graduates, you can turn around and you can sit down. And here on the dais behind me are representatives of our academic staff who, of course, have supported you throughout your journey, and I'm sure you'd like to join me in thanking them as well. Well, ladies and gentlemen, shortly I will lead the official party out of the hall, and it will be our great honour if you join us and our newest graduates for some light refreshments overlooking the lake. Well, graduates, I wish you the very best for the future, and in the words of an old Irish blessing, may the road rise up to meet you, may the wind always be at your back, may the sun shine warm upon your face and rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Graduates, good luck.
The official party will now leave the graduation hall through the centre aisle and will be followed by the graduates. Would you please stand and remain standing until the last of the graduates have passed out?